Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, let us try to find the angle between two vectors. Let us say the vectors are given to us in this form. If u is a vector that has components 1, 3, negative 1, 2, 0, and if this is a vector in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces, and then there is another vector v, and the components of this vector are negative 1, 4, 5, negative 3, and 2. We want to find the angle theta between these two vectors, and the way to do that is as follows. Step number 1. We know the measure of an angle between these any two vectors is given to us as cosine theta is equal to vector u dot vector v divided by the magnitude of vector u times the magnitude of vector v. So this is vector v, like that, magnitude of vector v. So the way to do that is as follows. Step number 2. Cosine theta, we'll use this formula. Cosine theta is equal to vector u, the components of those are 1, 3, negative 1, 2, 0, and the components of vector v are negative 1, 4, 5, negative 3, 2, and divided by the length of the vector u is 1 squared plus 3 squared plus negative 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 0 squared, and then we have a square root symbol on top of that, times the second vector. The magnitude of the second vector is going to be negative 1 raised to the power of 2 plus 4 squared plus 5 squared plus negative 3 squared plus 2 squared under the radical symbol, like that. And therefore, when we simplify all of this, it's going to simplify as follows. Cosine theta is going to be equal to 1. We're going to take the first component of the first vector and then multiply to the first component of the second vector, and then we'll keep going till we exhaust all the components. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, plus 3 times 4 is 12, plus negative 1 times 5 is negative 5, plus 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, and then 0 times 2 is 0. We got the numerator part, and in the denominator we're going to simplify this. This is going to be 1 squared is 1, plus 3 squared is 9, plus negative 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, and 0 squared is 0. So we want to, with a radical symbol on top of that. And then the second part of that is negative 1 squared is 1, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, plus negative 3 squared is positive 9, and then 2 squared is 4. So we got all the numbers. We'll simplify this some more, and when we do that, we're going to come up with cosine theta is going to be equal to negative 1 plus 12, positive times negative is a negative, so negative 5, positive times negative is a negative, so therefore negative 6, plus 0 divided by 1 plus 9 is 10, 10 plus 1 is 11, 11 plus 4 is 15. So we have square root of 15. That is the first part, and in the second part we have 1 plus 16 plus 25 plus 9 plus 4. That simplifies to square root of 55. Okay, when you add them, it comes up to 55. Therefore, we can simplify the numerator part, and this is going to be equal to negative 1 plus 12 minus 6 minus 5 minus 6, so minus 5 minus 6, so this is negative 12 plus 12, so that is going to go to 0 divided by square root of 15 times 55. So therefore this is going to be equal to 0 divided negative 0, or 0 divided by 825, square root of 825. Therefore this is going to be 0 divided by any number is going to go to 0. Therefore cosine theta is equal to 0. So we want to find the value of theta. That is going to be equal to cosine inverse 0, cosine inverse 0, and that is going to be equal to 90 degrees. So theta is equal to 90 degrees. In terms of degrees, it is 90 degrees. Okay. So if you were to draw a graph, this is 0 degrees, this is 90 degrees. The measure between those two vectors is 90 degrees. That's the way we want to be able to find the measure between these two vectors. In my next presentation, we shall look at some more examples related to vectors and how to measure the angle between those two vectors.